Yeah, so over the last couple of weeks, I've been really working hard on the site. So that was the reason why I didn't post on YouTube. So for any of you who are current subscribers, that's the reason why I haven't posted. Now, I've talked enough. Let's actually get into what you came for, which is the niche website, traffic, earnings, and everything in between. All right. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I'm a very bad news reporter. Yeah, so I use my phone in the majority of the videos, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. All right, so I'm not going to try and make out that I'm some professional or anything like that. I'm going to be looking at the phone and reading the information off and throwing up some screenshots throughout. All right, so the first thing is, where's the majority of the traffic coming from on the site? All right, so as many of you know, this channel is all about SEO and ranking on there. So that's where around like 80% of the traffic is coming from. The only thing that I am also using on the site is if this then that, like the IFTTT or whatever that is, and that's like an automatic reposter. So if you do a new blog article, it actually automatically pulls that and shares it on like your Pinterest or shares it on your Facebook and all of that. But you can set these up and it's like a set it and forget it kind of thing. So you can have your articles being shared on all of the social medias, like maybe 6, 7, 10, how many social accounts you have, like Facebook, Pinterest, all of that. Without you doing anything. So I even forget that it's there, and sometimes when I go onto Facebook, I'm like, oh wow, like people are actually engaging with this stuff here and there on the Facebook page for the website. But it's purely because of that tool. Okay, so if you haven't checked that out, then make sure to go check it out. It's if this then that. But the majority of the traffic is coming from Google search engine. Okay, so that's the predominant area where I'd like the traffic to come from, and that's where it's currently coming from. Okay, so how old is the site? Site is 27 months old, so it's very old. That's over 2 years. See, so it shows 2.5 years roughly. So since I kind of started with niche websites, that's when I started this first website. And how this site started was quite funny as well. I've never shared that. I was running like paid advertising to landing pages and affiliate products, yeah, affiliate offers. And there was like a dog product, so that's where it all was born from. Like I had this one page website that was selling a dog product, yeah. And then I started coming across like different ways of driving traffic, because at the time I was running like adverts to traffic, like Facebook ads and Google ads and things like that. So that was costing a lot of money. You know, some months at the time when I was making like next to nothing, I think I was spending like, you know, good 500 per month and things like that on adverts, and couldn't really get it profitable. And that's what made me look around and think, oh, well, there's all different kind of avenues that you can drive traffic with SEO. And I always used to look at SEO and think, oh, that's like for travel people and bloggers, and that's not me, you know, sort of thing. I never really understood how much money there was involved with this stuff. And that's when I came across Income Score, and those guys completely changed my view on niche websites, because I was seeing them have these huge amounts of traffic. Like I remember like paying for ads, like say for example, I'm spending 500 a month and maybe getting like, you know, 1,000, 2,000 people, how much it was. I can't remember, you know, the kind of cost per clicks and whatever I was dealing with, but it's very small in comparison to a niche website. Like I'm talking tiny, yeah? Like, so you might pay like 1,000 quid and only get like 2,000 visitors on paid ads or whatever it may be. It might be even 1,000 people depending on the niche you're in. You do that with SEO, that comes in organically. You can do that with like 5, 10 articles and that just ranks. You know, you don't do anything, and that consistently gets these targeted people to these pages. Yeah, so that's what led me into niche websites. So that's the reason why this site is that old, you know, because that's what led me in at that point. And then I was still getting my feet wet and learning and everything like that. And I'm still learning now, you know, because one of the areas that I still need improvement with, I'll actually share with you later. Currently, the site has 141 articles. 86 of them are informational and 55 of them are based around buyer intent, okay? So some of them are absolutely terribly written because they've been around from the beginning of the site, like when I first started writing, and by no means was I a writer or anything like that. I had to learn all of this stuff. Now I'm pretty good, you know. Like I look back at some of the old stuff and it's absolutely terrible, and my keyword research wasn't that good, so I would try and write for things that was of very high competition. So understanding how to qualify keywords and confirm or validate that they are of low competition in comparison to the authority of your site is a very important skill that you need to kind of learn, because if you don't learn that, then everything after that goes wrong. So you could have the best content, you could have backlinks and all of that stuff, but it's a long shot trying to rank for a keyword if you haven't targeted the right keyword, yeah? And that's also based on your relevancy as well. So how many visitors did the site bring last month? Okay, so traffic last month was 11,000, which is quite low, and 17,000 overall, with 11,000 unique page views. So what's really good about this is it shows that people are clicking through to other articles. We've then got, in comparison to the previous month, so when I compare it to the previous month, you can see that the average time on page is a lot lower, like by 65%, so I'm not really sure on why that is. Unique page views have gone down by 17%. In comparison to the previous month in October. The bounce rate is better, so that's really good. So that's the amount of people that are landing on one page and going straight back off as soon as they land on that existing page. And then exit rate has worsened, okay? So there's more people, you know, exiting off the site on particular different pages. But, okay, so how many pieces of content has been added during the month of November? It's roughly about 15 pieces of content. So I added quite a few articles, and that's purely because even when, as I speak to you now, I've got the writers are constantly writing these new articles. For one of you who actually recently asked, how do you keep people motivated? One of the things that I recently done for my writers is I actually got them like all gifts, because Christmas is coming around and whatever else. So they're all in a Skype chat with me, and they said like no one's ever done that before, you know? So I actually gave them all gifts, and then for Christmas, I'm going to do like a bonus kind of a gift card. Whoever like pushes out the most amount of content and of the highest quality, they'll win, you know? So that's going to push people to perform better. So it's incentivizing their work. So that's, you know, just a few quick ways. And it also builds like a different kind of relationship and commitment that they feel they have to you if you're taking the time out to actually, you know, get them a gift. And don't just give them bonus payments, because that's what everyone kind of gets. Like actually try and get like a present of something that's going to be valuable to them, because that takes a lot more thought than just giving someone money. The backlink profile. So that has been consistently increasing. That's because I'm building links. I'm actually reaching out to other webmasters and getting these links back to my site. So that's increased from the previous month. It was currently before at 289 referring domains. Now it's at 307. The overall backlinks were 1,190 something, and now that's at 1,260 odd. So not all of those are built from me. You know, you get these spam links coming in without doing anything, and you don't really want them, but Google discounts these low valued links anyway. And then I've been obviously building links. So out of all of those links, the do follow number is 204, whereas previously it was 194. So the do follow links are actively usually the ones that I'm building. Okay, and this is the most important part of the video. So it's the earnings. How much did it make? Which all of you are on the edge of your seats waiting for. All right, so from Amazon, the site made $198.31. $21 bonus as well, which I haven't actually factored into this number here. And then it was a 22.82% conversion rate, which is very good. So it shows that the pages that people are landing on, they're actually converting very well, okay, over on Amazon, because the clicks to purchase conversion is very good. Yeah, so I'm basically matching them up with the right search intent. We've got on Zoic, which is how I monetize the site with advertising, with the adverts. It's 106 and 6 cents. Okay, so 106 and 6 cents. That brings us to a total of $304.41. Okay, and then if you add the bonus of the $21, it might be $325, something like that. So not great. Like it's less than last month, less than the site used to earn, you know, quite consistently. I can see how I'm going to improve the site again. I was a little bit worried about changing to this domain because, as I said previously, I was unsure if this was an expired domain or something like that. And obviously it was, but I discovered it later on after kind of changing everything to this domain. But it seems to not have any bad track record or anything like that. And the keywords are ranking. It just takes a little bit of effort on different keywords to actually bring those terms up, and it should help quite substantially. The authority of the site is a DR9, and if you want to put it into like domain authority, which is just Moses Metrics DA18, okay, so I go off that Ahrefs now because that's what I use. They're all similar metrics. It's just a way of them deciphering like the authority of one site in comparison to another. Okay, so that's all that is. So one of the things that dramatically improved everything in the last month was definitely the internal links that I just did the other day. That dramatically improved like some of the rankings across the board. And it's one of those things, if you haven't done it yet, like once your health score's good on a technical audit on Ahrefs, you want to be at least above a 90+%. Then you want to publish your content, optimize your content. So make sure that the keywords, you know, just the main keyword is enough, to be honest with you, but make sure that your keywords are in there the correct number of times. You don't want to overdo that. I use Surfer SEO for that. There's many free other ones that you can use that are quite effective as well. One of the things that went bad is that I tweaked a few of the top ranking pages. Say like there was a couple that were like, I think like 1,000 searches a month or something. I was #1 for this keyword, and I changed it. I got my writer to, I never tweaked it. I rewrote the article. Like, so don't do that. Like because I was so annoyed because I thought the article could be so much better because it was something that I wrote and it was #1 for this keyword. And I thought, you know what, this is going to represent the brand. So I don't want it to be a badly written article. And it was a little bit off topic and things like that. So I've learned so much since then. So I thought, let me change it. And I rewrote it and added it in. And boom, it just dropped, you know. So that definitely would have been one of the keywords that it caused it to drop a lot of traffic. It was like 1,000 searches per month, but I think on analytics it was saying I was getting like 4,000 visitors per month from that keyword. That's gone down to like a couple of hundred or something because I dropped all the way to like position 8 or 9 or something like that. So one of the downsides of my site is the way that I've kind of built it. I have like about 8 pages that bring in like the most of the traffic. I'm talking like 80% of the traffic. So you want to diversify that a little bit, because if one of them just take a hit, then immediately, you know, you're going to drop dramatically in the ranks. And that's quite difficult sometimes, obviously, if you're very informational focused on a site, but it's all about your keyword research, to be honest, because if you go for a bunch of low competition keywords, then you're going to have a high probability of a majority of those keywords ranking. I guess you have to find a balance, and that's part of building that skill of making those decisions. But I've finished the internal linking. I've done it mainly for the informational articles at the moment, and because of the change that I saw, like it's black and white, like it's huge, like massive change. Like I'm talking, I've done all those changes, and then the next day or the day after, there was like, overall, all the keywords, only the ones I'm tracking, saw like a 300 positions growth. 300 positions in one day, like immediately, just after I made those changes, which is like substantial growth, yeah? I'm gonna keep publishing as much content as I can around a specific silo. So at the moment, I'm focusing on dog food. I'm gonna keep building at least 2 links per week. So I'm gonna keep working at that, but I'm gonna work better on improving the systems that I have in place. Like I need to have more of a specific kind of goal of what I'm doing with the link building, yeah? And yeah, just keep learning. That's all I'm gonna keep doing. As many of you know, I'm no expert by no means, but I've got quite a lot of experience, and I'll keep sharing that with you. So hopefully, you know, you'll be able to see everything with this site. This is the site that I do want to build still to $3,000 per month at least, because obviously that will bring around, hopefully, like a 90K to 100K valuation on the site, you know, so that's the goal. We'll see if we can hit it. I was trying to hit it by December, which ain't gonna happen, no way right now, but maybe next year, like mid-year or something like that, because it's moving quite slow, but I do believe it has a huge amount of potential still, so I'm gonna keep working on it, and I'll keep you updated along the way. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.